Hi, David. It's so good to see you. Thank you so much for participating in our Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month series that we're talking to several people that do great work within the community. So I would like to start by asking you about two things. You are the president and founder of the Texas Signal, and you are also a board member of the AAPI Victory Fund. And I think both those things are extremely important. Would you kind of share with us?
Yeah, sure. Sure. And thank you so much for having me. And as you said, I'm the president and co-founder of Texas Signal, which is a progressive media outlet. And that covers Texas political news. And as we're seeing this, seismic shift that is happening in our state and in our politics, I realized that there's so few voices that we were not hearing from, specifically from minority communities and other kind of geographic areas that were very important to us. And so many times we talk about building capacity among electorally, politically, but we never really talk about it in the political media space, which is just as important. And so I really take a lot of pride in putting a lot of emphasis and energy into building out the pipeline for progressive journalists and progressive politicos through our umbrella at Signal. And the AAPI Victory Fund, that is a national entity, it's a national umbrella organization that focuses on advocacy and also pushing for AAPI candidates to run and eventually win elections.
So I enjoy every Wednesday reading the Texas Signal, and it's really well put together, and I think it's serving a really good purpose within our democratic community, keeping us informed really well. So I have kind of like a follow-up question, which is, how can more AAPI candidates get a seat at the table? How do AAPI candidates and community leaders or community members increase their opportunities to be heard and make a difference?
Yeah. Rufi, that is such an important question, especially given what's been going on against our community over the past couple months or year, really. Before, to be completely honest, I would not have thought making sure the API community and voice is at the table in all spectrum of decision-making bodies, but not only given the fact that a lot of these attacks that have been happening on our community, they've been in major cities. So it's not just a rural issue, one-off. This is a systemic issue. And so my advice for the community, and something that I've been doing, is if you don't see representation, be active about either asking why or kind of demanding either a spot for yourself or for someone from the community, because we all need to play a role here.
I guess as a wrap-up, I'd like to ask you, what does the Asian American Heritage Month mean to you and why?
I've lived and grown up in major big cities. And so, being immersed in my kind of API bubble was never what was the norm. And so I think I never really truly kind of appreciated the uniqueness, the lessons I learned from my own heritage and culture. And so I think a month like this means a lot, especially in the context of what has been going on, to really remind us that again, this type of kind of organizing and power building that we need to do needs to happen everywhere, not just in areas where these things are happening, because these attacks against our community unfortunately are happening everywhere. And not only should we be proud of who we are, we should unfortunately have to explain to to a lot of these people who don't know our contributions to the society. And I hope we get to a point where that becomes a completely understood topic instead of having to be an education opportunity.
We really and truly appreciate what you do, and thank you for making time to to talk to us today.
Absolutely. This is my absolute pleasure. And Rufi, again, thank you so much for what you've done for the Harris County Party, especially for the AAPI community. I appreciate you and appreciate the party so much.
Thank you. Okay. Bye.